use Message Center in Skyward. Message Center is primarily used to send emails home to parents. This is very useful when you want to just get an announcement out, or if there's an emergency and you want to get it emailed out to them. This will also post on Family Access on the calendar and in the Message Center in Family Access. So real quickly, simply click on Advanced Features and Message Center, and if you need rights to this, just give me a call and I'll take care of that for you. So once we click on Message Center, it pops open the window that shows how to add a message, and you can see the history of all the messages that have been done here at the high school. Simply click on Add to create a new message and work from the top down. It's pretty self-explanatory. So this is your subject line. I'm just going to put in test there, and this is your body right here, so that your message and your content go right here. Over to the right you have the View Style toolbar. If you expand that, that's going to allow you to change the font and use indentations and write a line and all the good stuff that we use in our everyday word processors. You have the ability to set the priority. Normally we would go with normal unless it's an emergency or something very important. Switch it to high. And then down below you have the options of where you want to send this message and what you want to do with it. You can post it to Family Access, so that would go into the Family Access Message Center. You can choose what day you want to post it on, so you can email it today and post it tomorrow. You can do the same thing with Student Access. If you are K-6, you do not have Student Access, so this would only be applicable for middle school and high school. You can send it as an email, and this is pretty much what we're going to check most of the time. And you can also say, I want to send this at a later date, so you don't have to send it right now. If you choose to send it right now, pay close attention to the time it's going to send it. On my screen it says 1:28. My actual clock is 1 o'clock. So it's going to send it about a half an hour after you create the message. Give you a chance to delete it if there's an uh-oh or an oops, so you don't send out something you don't want to send. When you are sending these out, make sure you proof everything very, very well. There's no takebacks on this. There's no undos. So proofread it real well. Make sure it is delivering the message you want to deliver. Automatically, it will autofill who created the message and who it's from. So I've created this message, so the mail is going to show as from me. What I highly recommend is, if you do not want to get a bunch of responses, change this to no reply. It can have no spaces, or anything you want that signifies that there will be nobody responding to this email. No reply is pretty standard. People should understand that if they reply to that, it's not going to go through. If you leave your email in there, and let's say you send out an announcement on a field trip, you may get a host of emails back saying, what about what time is the field trip? Follow-up questions. You can then email the students if it's applicable. So again, K-6 will not work. Middle school and high school will. Then you check email to guardians. So you can send this to the primary guardian, head of household. You have various options in here about who to send it to. And then you can post it to the calendar, and this means to the Family Access calendar. And you can also choose to post it at a later date, should that make sense to you. Down below, you have a range of options about who to post to for students. So if you want to try to highlight a certain demographic, you can certainly filter through on that. You can use a processing list or do activities and choose a certain sport. But for the most part, we're just going to leave it alone and email everybody in our building. So that pretty much covers how to send an email out through Message Center. If you have any questions, feel free to follow up with me and get a phone call. I'll be happy to help you with that. Big thing to remember here is to pay close attention to what you're sending. Make sure it's what you want to send, and then to pay attention to the time that it's actually going to go out, so that you have the ability to undo or delete that email. And once it's sent, or once it's saved, it'll pop up in here and you'll have the option to delete it before it goes out. This concludes this tutorial. If you have any questions, again, feel free to give me a call.